Journalist Narsimhan, welcome to the news track. Can you, on the basis of what we know so far, give us your assessment of the ground situation at this moment in terms of what could have happened and how things are likely to be at this moment and what this means?
Right. Thanks, Rahul, for getting me on this show. Basic thing is, I'm sure you would have covered it even last year, because year after year, actually, this happens in that area. That is a well-known fact. And this year also, it seems to have happened on 9th of December. And I'm sure you have seen the ADGPI output, which has come recently. And it happens to be a place where year after year, once at least, these clashes happen. That is number one. The other thing is that this time around, we are told that there have been a few minor injuries to both the sites. So that would have happened in the case of pushing and pulling that happens in that area. That is the point number two. And the next one is that there seems to have been a kind of a meeting, the flag meeting kind of a thing, which has probably resolved that issue for the time being. And both the sides seems to have pulled back. And that is what is the situation at this point in time.
But this is also when it's rather cold in and around Tawang. So unlike the Galwan clash which took place in the summer, at this point in time, do you see this potentially escalating into something more prolonged and bigger? Because when the Galwan clash took place, initially it became something much bigger because the two armies were then locked in confrontation. But it's miserably cold around Tawang at this time.
It is, you're right, it is extremely cold around that place. However, since the flag meeting has been held and the troops are pulled back, I don't see this escalating into anything major at this point. But in any case, we need to be careful and we need to be watchful of that area. And that I'm sure the people are actually looking at this point in time.
There has been a big build-up, sir, over the last several months in the Arunachal sector. There were satellite images that came out which suggested that remote areas were being turned into villages where permanent settlements were being created. Chinese people were being brought and made to live in those villages. And this was happening in areas which India thought were within our understanding of where the line of actual control went from.
The villages that you talk about are called the Xiaokang villages. There are 628 of them which the Chinese were building, but not only in the eastern sector, but in other sectors also. But majority of them are located in the eastern sector. These have got capability to house about 100 houses, about 100 families in each of these villages. One or two of them were in the area which was in the adverse position with the Chinese since long, but most of them are in their side of the border. So therefore, it is part of the developmental activity that China has been carrying out. But dual use of these villages cannot be ruled out, and that needs to be monitored. I'm sure the formations which are located there are actually doing that at this point in time.